Hi guys, it's Sam. Today I'm back with a new video, which is a tiny or just small house in general. I don't know how to name this house yet. I haven't chosen the name of the house yet. But you already know how I named this house since you saw the video title. But I still haven't chosen it yet, so that's kind of weird. That's kind of like future past in between. What? So I'm on holiday this week, so that's why I'm making a video. And I've been currently obsessed with watching tiny house tours videos on YouTube lately. I don't know, if you go on my YouTube homepage, that's the only thing you're gonna see, tiny house videos suggestions. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that. I'm just fascinated by how humans can pack up and live with not that much things. So yeah, in like really tiny spaces, and still have a cozy, simple, classy house. I don't know if you follow me here, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking about tiny houses. I don't picture myself living in a tiny house. I mean, I do love them. I do love tiny, cozy spaces where you can only just lay down and read a book and do everything from the same position, but I couldn't picture myself living in just one tiny space. I like having my tiny, cozy space, but just in a bigger house. Like, yeah, I need to have space to dance or do sports if I want to, I don't know, do my abs or stuff like that, even though I don't do sports very often, but yeah, that's another story. So this house is actually not that tiny. It was inspired by one of the many tiny house tours videos I saw on YouTube recently, and I must say a lot of the tiny house videos I saw on YouTube, I mean a lot of the tiny houses, that's it, that I saw on YouTube have basically the same house structure, kind of. For a lot of them, I saw that you have the kitchen on the right with the bathroom just right next to the kitchen, then on the left you have the living area, and above you have the bedroom. So yeah, kind of the same house structure all the time. But yeah, this one is not that tiny because I wanted to have all the elements that could make this house playable and functionable in the game, and I just wanted to inspire myself from those really in communion with nature kind of like houses. So yeah, and I also chose a really natural countryside location to build this house in the game. It's in the CC World, Glendale County, which I downloaded on, I don't remember which site I downloaded it from, but I think you can just search it on Google and you will have a link. Or I can put that in the description box below, as well as the tiny house that I was inspired from. But yeah, that's it. What can I say about this house? So as I've already said, it's totally functionable and playable. I tasted it all with a scene that you can see on the screen right now. But yeah, I hope you really like this house because I find it really cozy and I wish I could live in there, even though it's not real. But it was inspired from a real house, but I don't want to live in a tiny house, so yeah, that's a bit complicated. But I just love the style and the fact that it is really next to a river and woods, and I don't know, yeah, I just love that fact, and that's the only thing I can say really about that. And I also love the big window wall, kind of, which is the living room, I mean the living area and the bedroom, not on the same levels, but I just love that. It really brings a lot of light into the house and makes it really more open to the outside, so that's what's cool. One thing you will see later, I did not put the TV in the living area, like placed in front of the couch and the sofa. I wanted it to be in front of the dining table because I saw that a lot in tiny house videos. Since you don't have much space, you can turn the TV to the couch or to the dining table, and it's usually placed in front of the dining table at first, so I let it there. And I also wanted the living area to be like kind of a relaxing space. You even have a bed there that I turned into a couch, kind of, with blankets and cushions so that you can't see it's a bed, so if you want to invite a sim over you can make them sleep on here. But yeah, that's it. And about the kitchen, now if you see the little shelf that I'm currently personalizing into a wooden shelf, I used it to put a lot of you know, kind of boho, Pinteresty boxes and jars, so that it looks really peaceful and kind of boho. And also that's a thing I saw a lot in the videos of the tiny houses I saw. Jars and, I don't know, flower boxes, sugar boxes. I used to kind of create the whole decor of the house, the whole decoration, and yeah, that's basically it. It used to be kind of a way to decorate the whole tiny space. By using cute, cozy, pretty, aesthetic objects that are used daily for really practical things. So, oh god, I literally hit my lamp. So yeah, I just saw that and noticed that they were used as decoration as well. So, yup, that's it. And not about the house, but something I'm really happy and I wanted to tell you, and I almost forgot. I wanted to thank you all because we're now more than 300 subscribers on my channel, and that's a lot to me because when I started making Sims videos we were around 130 subscribers on my channel, and that was already quite a lot for me for my small little YouTube channel. So I really wanted to thank you all because that's a lot for me. That shows me all the progress that I've made throughout all my Sims videos, and I'm really happy you guys are liking my videos to the point of subscribing and putting a thumbs up, I don't know, yeah. And also downloading my builds, because I see that on Mediafire you can see how many times one thing was downloaded or not. And yeah, I mean not or not, but just how many times it was downloaded. So yeah, thank you, really. I couldn't be happier. So it's going pretty fast, even though I'm not making any videos currently, but I keep seeing the numbers growing and I'm like, why? Why is it growing? I'm not making any videos. So really, thank you again. Thank you so much. What can I say? I feel kind of stupid for almost forgetting to say that at first. But really, thank you again. Sorry, I keep saying thank you. Oh my god, I can't speak tonight. I'm too overwhelmed. But yeah. Okay, now let's move on. If you saw my previous videos, Quickie Apartments one, yeah, the Quickie Apartments one, I think it was in this one, I told you that I was going to take the IELTS, which is an English test to see if you're good enough at English so that you can study abroad, like, you know, in the United States or in Australia, all that kind of countries. And I did took it, and I got the C1 level, which is in the last category, proficient user. And it's before the best one. Literally the best one is C2 and it's literally bilingual, but I'm C1, which is almost bilingual, so I was pretty happy with it. I was like, wow, okay, I know I'm not bilingual, but just wow. So yeah, I have another story to tell you, which is totally not about English or this house in general. Last week, like on Monday night, it was around midnight, it was like 12 p.m. something. I was heating water in the kettle and I was waiting for the water to boil. Then I took it off No, that's not how it happened. Okay, I boiled water once, poured it into my, how do you say that in English? Um, heating pad. Don't think that's the word. But yeah, anyway, then refilled the kettle with water again, put it on the little thing that makes the kettle work, and then everything went dark. Everything went dark. The fuses had blown. So I was in the dark. I was alone because my flatmate was on holiday because she has a 2-week holiday when I only have one, and I was alone. It was like 12 p.m. something, as I already told you, and I was completely alone in the dark with no power left. So I kind of panicked, but still stay calm. I was pretty much more like, shit, what did I do? Why is the kettle not working? Why did it do that? Because I knew it was because of the kettle, because it was kind of already broken. I don't know how to say that, but the little button that you tap when you need to turn it on was kind of broken, yeah. The little plastic thing around the light was gone. It was broken. I keep saying broken, and I'm so sorry about that. But it was gone, so we literally just turned on the thing by touching the light, and it was kind of dangerous when I think about it. But yeah, we had to do that, and it was kind of loose, so we had to turn it on and tap it a few times before it actually worked. So yeah, the kettle was already kind of broken, like from a few months before that happened. And yeah, so I kind of panicked because I was in the total dark. Fortunately, my laptop was turned on, so I had light from that. I didn't know where my phone was. I had left it somewhere in my room, but I couldn't find it. Somehow I found it. I sent a text to my landlord. I called my father and I was like, the fuses have just blown. What do I do? And it was like, I don't know how the meters work at your place, so you will need to turn them back on the way they were before it blown out. So I was kind of lost. And while I was on the phone with my father, my landlord called. Really? He called me. It was like 12 p.m. I keep saying it was like 12 p.m. You already know that. I'm so sorry. But it was so late. I didn't know he would be awake, so that's why I only texted him. Because you may ask, why did you call your landlord? But it's kind of weird because me and my flatmate, we don't rent the place just like normal renters. On the paper it's literally written that we live with the landlord, that we live with the inhabitant, but actually it's not like that. He lives with his girlfriend, so we have the whole place just for us. So there are kind of a few rules, even though we don't live with him. There's a room we can't go, which is his room. That totally makes sense. We can't change the decoration, we can't change the furniture, all that stuff, and that's pretty normal because he used to live there. That's the first year. I mean, that's the second year because it's been 2 years that I've been in this place, in this apartment. So it's the second year that he's renting. I mean, he's making a rental out of his flat, so that's why we are not able to move anything and change anything. And that's also why we text him a lot when we have a problem in his flat, because he knows how to work things out better than just a landlord who rents his flat and doesn't give that much of a damn about it. But yeah, that's it basically. So he called me and he told me what to do, and the meters were not in the flat, they were like just outside, right outside. It went out of the flat and on the same store. Yeah, story. Okay, get it, and please speak English. On the same story you had a little closet kind of, where you had all the meters, and I had to turn on 3 meters before it actually worked. So it was kind of stressful, but it literally only lasted for I don't know, 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. And the first thing I was afraid of is that I had put all the neighbors in the dark too. But no, not everything is linked, so yeah, it was only my flat. But I kind of felt stupid before knowing that. But yeah, that's it. I don't know what to say. I'm still kind of shook because of this thing. It literally happened the one night I went to bed really late. I mean, really late for the week time, and the one night my flatmate was not here, so pretty not cool. Yeah, that's everything I have to say about this story. That was kind of creepy and terrifying for me, because really the flat is pretty big and it has like 3 different stories, so it's kind of creepy. And I was not happy being in the dark alone in this place. But fortunately my landlord was not sleeping. He told me that he was in bed, not yet asleep, and when he got my text he was like, "Oh, I heard something." He looked at his phone, he saw my text, he called me, and I was relieved. So yeah, that's it. Everything went well in the end, but still a pretty scary thing. And I do not wish this happens again. So obviously I stopped using the kettle. My father brought me another one before I went on holiday, because he comes by my flat when I need to go back home for the holidays, because I have tons and tons and tons of things to bring back, and I only live like 1 hour away from my hometown, so it's not that far, one hour away by car. And yeah, that's it. Obviously I'm gonna bring back this kettle with me once I'm finished living in this place, but yeah, that's literally it. So I think I'm going to leave you there on that really not so cool story, but still ended up well, and I will see you later, guys. Bye!